Hello everyone. Welcome to this podcast again. I am Becky. I can be found as Becky Burns Gibson on Instagram and Ravelry. So today I would like to share with you my yarn stash. I'm a knitter and a crocheter, but I'm also a yarn collector, and I enjoy collecting yarn about as much as I do knitting and crocheting. I could be considered a yarn snob because I enjoy natural fibers in my yarn, but I'm not beyond buying yarn at big box stores or buying acrylic yarn. If I see something beautiful that just sets my heart to singing, I'll buy it. This is not going to include the yarn that I have in works in progress. It's just going to include the yarn that I consider to be part of my stash. So I do have a dog. His name is Jericho and he's my baby. You might see him walk around behind me, or you might even hear him. But please excuse him because he is my baby. I'm going to start out by showing you the smallest weight yarn that I have in my stash and work my way up to the largest. So let's go. The smallest weight yarn that I have in my stash is a Crochet Thread. It's artiste and I bought it at Hobby Lobby. It's 100% acrylic crochet thread. It's 350 yards. I paid $3.39 for it. I don't plan to crochet with this yarn. I have been using it to ply art yarn. So if I want to create spirals or baubles in my yarn, this is what I use. Okay, the next smallest yarn and weight that I have is this beautiful yarn. It is Rooster Delightful Lace in the color 622 Tumbies. It is 80% baby alpaca and 20% silk. It just feels wonderful. It's a 100 gram hank, and it takes a US 0 to 6 size needle. This is probably some of the best feeling yarn that I have. I purchased it at the Joy of Knitting in Franklin, and I paid $40 for it. Okay, next largest that I have in weight would be the Peyton's Kroy sock yarn. Peyton's Kroy sock yarn. And it is pronounced Peyton's, I have learned. The company pronounces it Peyton's, and so many others pronounce it Patton's. You may be familiar with hearing it pronounced Patton's, but it is Peyton's. So to start out with, my most recently purchased Peyton's Kroy sock yarn is in the gray marl colorway, and this takes a US size 2 knitting needle, and they are 50 gram hanks, so you would want to have two skeins if you're going to make a pair of socks. And I purchased this at Joann's Fabrics. I think that they cost $5.99 at Joann's, but I got them for 30% off. Okay, here's some Peyton's Kroy socks that I got at Hobby Lobby. I paid $5.99 for them. And they are in the green striped rag colorway. I think this will make a great sock for my husband because it's got blues, grays, and greens. And if I haven't already said, I paid $5.99 for them. Okay, these Peyton's Kroy sock yarns, I got at Hobby Lobby, and I paid $7.99 for them. And the colorway is Sidewalk Chalk Stripes. And I think this would make a good pair of socks for myself because of the nice pastel colors. Next, Peyton's Kroy socks in the Dad's Jacquard colorway. I got these from Joann's Fabrics, and I paid $5.99 a piece for them. I think this would also make a good sock for me because there's hot pink, red, green, cream, orange, just beautiful. Okay, these Peyton's Kroy socks I also got from Joann's. They are the Clover colorway. And this is the Peyton's Kroy Socks FX. Okay, these Peyton's Kroy socks I purchased at Hobby Lobby for $5.99 each. And they are in the gray brown marl colorway. And if I haven't already said, these Peyton's Kroy socks are 75% washable wool and 25% nylon. That's the fiber content. And Peyton's Kroy just makes a good sock. They make a good fabric and a good sock. I also purchased the Turquoise Jacquard colorway, and these were regularly priced for $7.99 each at Hobby Lobby, but they were marked down to $1.99 each, so I bought 3. So because I have 3, I'll probably make an extra long pair of socks out of these. Blue, black, brown, just a really striking colorway. Okay, next, that's all of the Peyton's Kroy socks. So next we'll move to Premier Yarns. It has a picture of Deborah Norville on it. Premier Yarns Serenity sock. All right, it's 50 grams, so you need 2 of them to make a pair of socks. The content is 50% superwash merino wool, 25% rayon made from bamboo, and 25% nylon. The recommended needle size is a US 2. And I bought this at Joann's Fabric specifically to make my husband a pair of socks because he likes the idea of black socks. Next I have the Line Brand Mani Petty sock yarn. I do have 2 of these, but one of them is upstairs in my basket. It's 75% superwash wool and 25% polyamide. The colorway is Kroy. They don't carry this at my Joann's. I bought this on Joann's website. It's supposed to have lotion in it to make your hands soft while you're using it. and they recommend a size 1 needle for this. Next I don't have the label for this yarn, but I know what it is. It's Opal. It's an Opal sock yarn. And I don't remember, I was visiting another city and I went into their local yarn store and purchased this Opal yarn there. And I don't remember the name of the yarn store. And I think I paid about $8 for it. I think it was on sale. I think I paid about $8 for it. Next we have West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply. It's made in Yorkshire, in Keighley, England. It is the colorway Passion Fruit, and I paid $13.50 for it, and I bought it on the website, which is yarn.com. I think this is a very beautiful skein. It's 100 grams, so we only need one to make a pair of socks. Next I have the Poem sock, and I purchased this on website on yarn.com, and it's 100 grams. It recommends US needle size 0 to 2. I paid $25 for it. And it is machine washable. 75% superwash wool and 25% nylon. Okay, next I have, by way of sock yarn, I have Knit Pick Stroh Fingering. Make Believe Hand Painted. It is 75% superwash merino wool and 25% nylon. This is a 100 gram hank. And they recommend size 1 through 3 US size needles. And the colorway I can't find the colorway. It may be 24770. But it's just a beautiful skein of yarn. It's got purples and greens. Purple and green together. I love that because that reminds me of the purple iris flower. And again, I bought it on the Knit Picks website. Here is another Knit Picks Stroh Fingering. And I believe the colorway for this is 26737. It's got reds, greens, dark blues, and white. Again, I got it from the Knit Picks website. So, here I have a beautiful cake of sock yarn. It is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. It is Less Traveled Yarn Creosote Collection. TravelingYarn.com, hand-dyed in Phoenix, Arizona. I paid $26 for it. And it was a 100 gram hank. 463 yards. It has beautiful burgundies and greens and creams. And I purchased this at Bliss Yarns in Brentwood. And again, I paid $26 for it. Okay, next I have Big Sky Yarn Company, the Colorway Bozeman. Again, it's a 100-gram cake, 463 yards. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's the star sock base. I don't have what I paid for it, but I know I got it at Bliss Yarns in Brentwood. And I think that this is my absolute favorite sock yarn that I have. It is so beautiful. It has so many different colors. I don't know if you can see that. So many different colors. Greens, yellows, pink, burgundy, blue, cream. It's just beautiful. I can't wait to cast on a pair of socks with this. Okay, next I have again, Big Sky Yarn Company. It is in the colorway Mermaid Cove. 100-gram cake. And it's no surprise that I would purchase this one because it's green and purple together. And I love green and purple together. And I bought this at Bliss Yarns in Brentwood. Okay, next I have a fingering weight yarn, but it is not a sock yarn. This is authentic hand-dyed Yarn Bee authentic hand-dyed blend in the Indigo Desert colorway, and it is a 100-gram skein, and I bought 2 of them. They were $14.99 each at Hobby Lobby, and these have not been out very long, maybe six to 9 months. They started, Hobby Lobby started carrying this hand-dyed line of yarns by Yarn Bee, and they're just beautiful and just reasonably priced at $14.99 a skein. Okay. I also have the colorway Ashen Mist, which is a beautiful purple with green, pink, blue speckles. And it is 100% superwash merino wool. They recommend a size 0 to a size 2 knitting needle. And this was $14.99 each at Hobby Lobby. Again, it's Yarn Bee Authentic Hand Dyed yarn. Okay, next I have some yarn from the Plucky Knitter. And I already have one of them, one of the skeins wound up into a ball. I bought this at the House of Yarn in Nashville. And the day that I bought it, the Plucky Knitter was in the store that day. And they had all this beautiful yarn. And this is cashmere. It's 280 yards of pure cashmere. Small batch Plucky #1. And I wanted some cashmere yarn. I can't remember how much it cost, but it was very expensive. And I think this would be nice, something to wear around the neck. If I could find a nice cowl, one that is a pattern that's worthy of cashmere yarn, that's what I'll make out of it. Okay, next I have Yarn Bee Rainbow Rhapsody in the colorway Obsidian Daydreams. And it's 918 yards, and I paid $8.99 for it. It is 60% cotton and 40% acrylic. It uses a US size 2 knitting needle. And I plan to make a shawl out of this, a lacy shawl. And I think the gradient would look really pretty on a lacy shawl. Okay, next by way of size, I have the Knit Picks palette yarn, and this was all part of a kit to make a clock tam hat out of. And so I've got the Knit Picks palette bare. It's a fingering weight. It uses size US 1 to 3 needles. And this is a 100-gram skein. And this is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. I bought it, of course, on the Knit Picks website as part of the kit for the clock tam. Okay, here is a 50-gram ball. And it is also 100% Peruvian Highland wool. The colorway is Chicory. And then I have J. And then I have Mai Tai Heather, Conch, Rose Hip, Custard, and Bluebell. So I'm looking very much forward to using these for making the clock tam. Okay, next I have a Shopperwool Zauberball. These are made in Germany. This is a 100-gram ball, so you only need one to make a pair of socks. It well, I can't see the colorway name, but I bought it at the Joy of Knitting, in Franklin. And it's a nice dark blue and brown. And I paid $29.50 for it. And then I also bought a second one. I don't have the label for it anymore, but it is a shoppable zopper ball. I paid $29.50 for it, and it is gray and green. Okay, next I have Yarn Bee Rhapsody Hughes in the colorway Sunday Denim. And I got this, of course, at Hobby Lobby. And I paid $8.99 each for it. It is 90% cotton and 10% polyester. So if you can see, it is a white cotton, and then the polyester is in the dark blue string that is plied with the white cotton. It uses a US size 3 knitting needle. And I think this is going to be maybe a baby jacket. Have to wait and see. But it is how many yards? 524 yards, 200 grams each. So I've got 400 grams here. Okay, next by way of weight, I have kits from Blue Sky Fibers. I love Blue Sky Fibers. They are one of my favorite yarn makers, and I would buy any kit made by Blue Sky Fibers. They have several shawls and wraps now that I would like to get, scarves. This 21 color slouch kit, 21 colors of mini skeins. This 21 color slouch kit, I made this hat already, and my daughter wore it to school and lost it. So I purchased this again so I could make another one, and it was $33 for the kit. Includes the hard copy of the pattern. And I just really look forward to making that again. And in addition, I bought the 21 color mitts kit, and I paid $41 for it. I figured if I enjoyed making the cap so much that I should try making the mitts as well. And I bought these at both at Bliss Yarns in Franklin. Had to think for a minute. Okay, next by way of size, I have this Shibu Knits Birch, and I paid $16.50 for it each. $16.50 each. And I bought this at the Joy of Knitting in Franklin. Okay, it is 100% extra fine merino. The colorway is tar. They're 50 grams each. But I will not be making socks out of these because there's no nylon content in it. So even though it's a fingering weight, I'll probably end up making a hat out of this. Next, I have some beautiful linen yarn that I bought at the Joy of Knitting in Franklin. So, that day when I was shopping, I seem to gravitate toward the wheat colors. So here I have Colorway Straw. It is hand-dyed yarns by Prism in St. Petersburg, Florida. Machine wash delicate and tumble dry low. It is Euroflax sport weight linen layers, 100% linen, and this is 100 grams. It uses a size 2 through 4 knitting needles. Oh, and it's just beautiful. I just can't wait to make a tank top for the summer out of this linen yarn. I paid $40 each, and I bought 2 in the straw colorway. I would have bought more, but she only had 2. So I bought 2 in the straw colorway, and I bought 2 in the colorway Playa, Playa. Again, this is hand-dyed yarns from Prism. Euroflax sport weight linen, 100% linen, 100 gram skein. And this is, it matches the straw colorway, but it also has light blue in it. So I think what I'll do is I'll make a tank top with these 4, the 2 straw and the 2 Playa, and I'll alternate skeins so that it'll just look like it's all from the same yarn. It's just beautiful. I can't wait to work with it. So many things to make, such little time. So that same day that I was at the Joy of Knitting, again, I was attracted to the straw colorways. So I bought 3 skeins of VF Vijay fibers, and I paid $50 a piece. $50 a piece for these skeins. And they are 100 gram skeins. And the label doesn't say what they're made of, but I believe this is alpaca. I believe this is undyed alpaca. It is just extraordinary. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I think that I may make, see, I have 300 grams. I may make a jacket out of this. Maybe a baby jacket for my granddaughter. Or I might make a nice shawl or scarf out of it because it's so soft it deserves to be worn close to the skin. Okay. Next I have Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK low peel fiber, and it is in the colorway Denim. It is 100% low peel acrylic. And each of these is 114 grams. 478 yards each. And I originally bought this just because the color is so beautiful. And there was a cable knit hat that I wanted to make out of it. And because I have so much of it, I may end up making a shawl or a really long scarf out of it. But I think that cables would do it justice for this this beautiful heathered colorway. Okay, next I have Bay Horse yarn. It's Draft Horse DK in the colorway Lilac. It is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So it is a sock weight, but it is a it's a little bit larger weight than the other sock yarns that I have. So I may be able to make a shorter sock with it. It's 4-ply. It's 100 grams. Hand washing in cold water is recommended. And I bought this because it's purple. And it does have the occasional flake of green in it. And it is heathered as well. I could make a pair of socks out of this, or I could make a really pretty hat out of it. I think it's got hat in its future. And I bought this at Bliss Yarns in Brentwood, and I paid $36 for it. Okay, next I have another set of Shopper Wool Zopper Balls, edition 3. Actually, these are not called Zopper Balls. These are just called edition 3. And they are 50-gram balls. They are 100% virgin wool. So these are not sock yarns. I could make socks out of them, but I would have to not wear the socks in shoes. They would just have to be lounging around the house socks because there's no nylon content in them. But I think that they're very beautiful. And they look like that they would make a nice striped garment. If I don't make socks out of these, I'll probably make a hat. Okay, next I have a sweater's worth of yarn. I bought this yarn at Bliss Yarns in Brentwood, and they did go ahead and wind 2 Kates for me, and the rest I just kept in skeins. Hopefully by the time that I get around to knitting with these skeins, I will have a yarn winder. This yarn is Farmer's Daughter Fibers. It's made in Montana, and it's in the Craggy Tweed DK. the colorway is Coal Miner's Daughter. It's 85% merino and 15% nap. So the nap are the tweed bits, and the rest is merino. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have a sweater's worth, and I did have a sweater in mind when I purchased this. It's a real pretty, nice purple. It feels great. Oh, I just can't wait to make a sweater out of it. Okay, next I have Zelana Remu double knit weight, 50-gram balls, and they recommend a US size 6 needle, and I paid $25 a piece for these, and I bought them at the Joy of Knitting in Franklin. Again, that's a Performa series, Zelana Remu, and it is machine washable brush tail possum blend. So it's 60% fine merino and 40% brush tail possum. And again, I paid $25 a ball for these. And I had visited the yarn store, and I saw this brush tail possum yarn, and I just couldn't get it off my mind, so I went back and bought it. It just feels like it will be a good, hard wearing garment. So I think that I'm just going to make a hat out of this. I think that'll be good. Okay, next I have Mrs. Babs Yowza Mini Light Worsted Yarn in the Mantis colorway. It is 100% superwash merino wool, and I paid $19 for this. And again, I had them make a cake out of it. They have a really good winding station there at Bliss Yarns. This, because I've only got one skein, this will probably be a hat as well. I make a lot of hats. Okay, next I have a yarn that's kind of special to me because I want to make my mom a hat out of this. I bought it at the Joy of Knitting in Franklin. They had it on sale. Let's see. It was originally priced $12 for a 100-gram skein. But I paid less than that because it was on sale. It's on clearance. It's 50% of alpaca and 50% wool. I love anything that's got alpaca in it. And this is so springy and nice. Let's see, they recommend a US size 8 knitting needle. Okay, here I have some yarn that has been in my stash for a long time. Back when my stash consisted of just a small basket of yarn. This is Morocco Pima 100. It's cotton, 100% Pima cotton. They recommend a US size 7 needle for this. And this is colorway 8450. And it's a nice mercerized cotton. It feels slick, it just feels nice. I have another one that's in colorway 8440. It's a nice green. So I ordered these from the Web's website, yarn.com. And I was excited to make pretty dishcloths out of them. But when I got these, my daughter said, "Oh no, you don't want to use these for dishcloths. You want to make a pretty hat out of these." So I kept them and I didn't make dishcloths out of them. And I probably will someday make a hat, or I may use it in some fair isle knitting because it is pretty vibrant colors. But I did have another one that was light blue, and I did make my granddaughter a baby hat when she was born out of it. It's good memories attached to that yarn. Okay, next. Next I have this Lanagato class yarn. And this yarn is 80% merino, extra fine merino wool, 20% Angora rabbit. And I bought this at Joann's Fabric. It was originally priced at $13.50 for a 50-gram ball. But I got it on sale. They had it on clearance up front at Joann's, and I was excited about it because it had 20% Angora rabbit. And I've got the colorway. I don't see the colorway name on it. But I have red, and I have light blue, and I have gray. And I had purchased more of this, and I've already used it up. I made a really nice hat for a friend of mine. I made a really nice Fair Isle hat for a friend of mine out of this yarn. And I haven't seen any more of it at Joann's. I haven't seen anything that had an Angora rabbit in it since then at Joann's. And I have looked for it. Okay, so now we have, I love this cotton. And I paid $3.79 for it. It's 100% cotton. And it's this wonderful barber pole that's white and brown. And I think that it will make a good dishcloth. I think it will make it a soft and attractive dishcloth. Maybe a washcloth for my face. They suggest a size US 8 knitting needle. And this is an 85-gram ball of yarn. And I bought it at Hobby Lobby. Yep, I love this cotton. And then I have some I love this wool, and it is a similar colorway because it also has the white and the brown barber pole. This is 100% wool. I did buy it at Hobby Lobby. They suggest a size US 9 knitting needle. So this is I Love This Wool Naturals, pure and simple. This feels like wool. It doesn't feel like merino, or it doesn't feel, you know, it's soft, but it's very spongy and very springy. And I think it will make a good hat, possibly a cow. It is 113 grams, 220 yards. Okay, I have Debbie Bliss Baby Cashmere Merino Tonal. I bought this from yarn.com. And I bought it to make a hat for my granddaughter when she was born, and I never got around to using it. It's the Colorway Stone. It's a 50-gram ball. That's enough to make a little baby hat out of. Baby Cashmere Merino Tonal. It is 55% wool, 33% acrylic, and 12% cashmere. It's a very nice yarn for a baby hat. Okay, next I have Knit Pick Swish Worsted in Dublin colorway. It is a worsted weight yarn. It is 100% superwash merino wool. And the colorway is 23884. And I purchased this in a kit that included a pattern to make a pair of worsted weight socks. And I made the socks and I gave them to my husband, and they just fell apart. I don't recommend making worsted weight socks out of this yarn. It just didn't work. But I have kept this extra ball of yarn probably to use in a fair-all project. Okay, next in my stash is a mystery yarn. When I bought it, it did not have a label. I bought it at the Joy of Knitting in Franklin, and it is an undyed alpaca, baby alpaca, I was told, and it's 100 grams, and it just feels wonderful. This has got to be a hat of some sort. Okay, here I have several Mayu yarns. So I have, actually, I have two Mayu yarns by Amano, A-M-A-N-O. And they are 60% royal alpaca, 20% cashmere, and 20% silk, and they're made in Peru. And I got these at the Joy of Knitting. They were $33 a piece. And 50 grams a piece. I have colorway 2003, which is a very rich brown. I have colorway 2005, which is a very heathered rose color. And I want to make a hat out of one hat using both of these colors. I think that they'll really look pretty together in a hat. Here I have Warmy, also by Amano, and I paid $25 a piece for these. They are 70% baby alpaca and 30% merino wool. And I bought these at the Joy of Knitting. They're very rich purple. And I do see these as being a hat as well. Next I have all my cotton dish rag yarns, dish towel yarns. And I got these, I can't remember where I got each one of them, but I know I got them at Walmart, Joann's, and Hobby Lobby. So here's a sugar and cream, Lily's Sugar and Cream, Colorway Summerfield. And I bought it because it's got Christmas colors and I thought it would make a nice Christmas dish rag. This is a really nice teal green and purple. It is Lily's Sugar and Cream. It's a 3-ounce ball and it's Colorway Crown Jewels Ombre. Now I also have another Lily's Sugar and Cream and it's Colorway Sunkissed. And it's white and dark blue and yellow and it's just beautiful. It looks happy. It's got, you know, happy colors. I have a Peaches and Cream 2.5-ounce ball in the gold colorway. Peaches and Cream in the royal colorway. Peaches and Cream in the dark taupe colorway. And I know I got these two little Peaches and Cream at Walmart because I remember, because they were the little ones. 2-ounce, little 2-ounce cakes. And I've got Beach House colorway. I just thought that was cute. And Evening Sea colorway. And I have another cotton yarn that is a 3.5-ounce ball, 100 grams. In the steel blue colorway, it's Kobu by Line Brand. And this is definitely not a dish towel yarn. This is a beautiful, soft, shiny yarn. It's 51% cotton and 49% rayon from bamboo. They recommend a size 6. They recommend a size 6 knitting needle. But I got several colors of this, and I've got the other ones in a work in progress in a sweater for my granddaughter. But I thought this steel blue was just a beautiful color. Okay, next I have a sweater quantity. Big Sky Yarn Company. And I bought this sweater quantity at Bliss Yarns in Brentwood. And I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins. And I got 2 of them already wound into cakes. And the colorway is Pecan. It's an Aran weight. It is a MCM blend, so it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. So each skein is 100 grams. And the colorway, I think I've already said, is Pecan. And I did buy this with a project in mind. Sweater in mind. You know, it's a nice brown, but it's several shades of brown. It's not just one shade of brown, so it's a very beautiful brown. It's very, very soft. I can't wait to make a sweater out of it. Okay, I have purchased from Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee Authentic Hand Dyed Chunky. I have the colorway In Full Bloom. This is beautiful. Beautiful bright colors. There's some pink in there, so that will make a nice hat for myself. And it will make a quick hat. I can make one of those 45-minute hats out of this. It's 100 gram skein, and they recommend a size US 10 needle. See, 45-minute hat takes a size 13 needle, so maybe this will end up being a 2-hour hat rather than a 45-minute hat. I also have Colorway Prime Corsage, which are some nice rich dark colors like green and burgundy. And I paid $14.99 a piece for these at Hobby Lobby. And again, they haven't had these hand-dyed yarns very long in their stock. It's a new thing. It's a new thing for them. Okay, next we have Blue Sky Fibers, organic cotton, worsted weight. I paid $17.50 a piece for these, and I bought them at Bliss Yarns in Brentwood. Let's see. They are 100% certified organic cotton. They recommend a size 7 to 9 US needle size. So these are white with a little bit of gray. Just enough to make it interesting. And I see this as probably a little jacket for my granddaughter. Okay, next I have from Hobby Lobby, I have Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel in Blueberry Cream. Now this is 100% acrylic yarn, and this is one of those that I walked through the store and saw it and just had to have it. It is a 199 gram cake of yarn. It is in the colorway Blueberry Cream. I paid $6.99 for it. And I don't know what I'm going to make out of it. It's just a fun yarn. I like to collect yarn. Okay, also at Hobby Lobby, I paid $5.99 for this Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel cotton in the Woodland Wisp colorway. It's 100% cotton. They suggest using a US size 6 knitting needle. And it's a 5-ounce ball. I like the yellows, grays, and teal greens in this ball of yarn. Now I bought this one. It's Lion Brand Mandala, and I bought it at Walmart. It's in the Sensuar colorway. It's nice fall colors. This color here is sort of purple. It's a sort of a dark purple. It's 5.3 ounces or 150 grams. And I'm not sure what I'll make out of this anyway, but as I said, I like collecting yarn. Now from the Joy of Knitting shop, I bought this Trendsetter Yarns Blossom yarn. and I paid $18.50 for each ball. And it's made in Italy. It's color number 10. It is 75% nylon and 27% viscose. They are 50 gram each balls. I bought this because I wanted to make a really cute hat out of it. The black fuzzy yarn with the little neps of color in it, I think will make a really fun, cute hat. Next I have three skeins of I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I paid $4.99 each for them. And I plan on making hats for my daughter-in-law and my 2 grandsons. So this yarn, I just had to have it. You know, like I said, normally I'm a yarn snob, and this is acrylic yarn. It doesn't have any natural fiber content, but look at it. I mean, it looks like Indian corn. So I'm looking forward to making that for her. And then I have, let's see what colorway that actually is. Beret Day. Colorway is Beret Day. And here I'm going to make my grandson a hat out of this black gradient. And I'm going to make my other grandson a hat out of this marbled denim colorway. I just think these just look like boy hat yarn. So next I have Yarn Bee Alpaca Twist. I paid $4.29 for this yarn at Hobby Lobby. It is 90% acrylic and 10% alpaca. And I can feel the alpaca in it. I mean, it's just a delicious yarn. And I plan to make a hat out of it. It suggests a US size 9 knitting needle. Next is I Love This Chunky yarn, and I bought this also at Hobby Lobby. It's $4.99. The colorway is Painted Canyon, and you know, it looks, I mean, the turquoise, the yellow, the nice burnt orange. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's going to make a beautiful hat. Again, from Hobby Lobby, I bought the Yarn Bee Effortless Super Bulky in the Dusty Coral colorway. I paid $7.99 for this. It is 6 ounces or 170 grams. And they suggest using a size 15 knitting needle. US size 15 knitting needle. And I had to go buy new knitting needles after I bought this because I didn't have a set of DPNs or a 16-inch circular that was a size 15. But I do have them now, so I'm ready to make this hat. From Joann's Fabrics, I purchased the Big Twist Natural Blend. It is 5 ounces, and it is 80% acrylic and 20% wool. And the colorway is Gray Mix. And I like it because I like yarn that has a solid color that is plied with another yarn that has more colorful colors. So there's uniformity throughout the yarn, but there's also color variations. I like the barber pole. And next I have hand spun yarns. Most of my hand spun yarns are in projects already. These are ones that are still in my stash. This is, the fiber came from Sweet, Georgia. And it was a superwash BFL. The colorway of the fiber bat or fiber roving was tapestry, and so I made this yarn. It's 138 yards, and I plan to make a hat out of this as well. I recently made this art yarn out of scraps of unknown fiber. I hit a local yarn store in another city. I don't remember the name of it. I bought bags of fiber that they had that they no longer had them in inventory. They actually had them in the back of the store, and I just walked in and said, "You have any fiber?" And they brought them out in Ziploc bags, and they were unlabeled, so I don't know if these are wool or acrylic. I don't know what fiber they are, but I've put them all together, and I've applied them with the crochet thread, made spirals and baubles in this yarn. And I enjoyed making it. You know, it was kind of, it didn't make great yarn. It was kind of just practice for me in making art yarn. And I may use it for something one day. We'll see. Now this fiber was Frabjous Fibers, hand-dyed BFL silk blend fiber in the Persephone colorway. It was, the fiber was hand dyed in Vermont, and I got 4 ounces of it. It was 70% oatmeal blueface Leicester and 30% Tussa silk. So what I did with this is I spun it on, I didn't spin it on my spinning wheel. I spun it on my drop spindles. And I tried to spin the finest weight that I could possibly spin on those drop spindles. And then I used 2 drop spindles. And then once I finished spinning it, I applied it. And surprisingly, it made a sort of a rough feeling, prickly feeling yarn. And I believe it's because I didn't have any air in the yarn. So, it's not soft or anything, but it is very beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful lace to fingering weight. I wasn't real consistent in my spinning, and some of it's lace and some of it's fingering. But I expect to use this maybe on some shirt cuffs, like sweater cuffs, or maybe the neckline, maybe the brim of a hat. I expect to use this for something nice. But it's not going to be something that's going to feel great against the skin. Well, wasn't that a lot of fun going through my my yarn stash? I'm so happy that you joined me today. If you made it through this long video, I'm so happy that you made it through the video. And if you like what you saw, please subscribe, click the like button down below, and share the video. And we'll see you again really soon. Bye bye now.